Once upon a time, in a big city, there was a man named Jack. Jack was a driver. He worked for a rich family, the Browns. The Browns family lived in a large house on the edges of the city. Mr. Brown, Jack was a successful businessman, and his wife, Mr. Brown, was a kind woman. He took care of the house. They had a daughter named Emily. Emily was young, pretty, and very kind. She was studying at university and often came home during her breaks. Jack had worked for the Brown family for many years, and he always respected Mr. Brown and his family. He was quite hardworking and never asked for much. He took care of his work, driving the family to plays, picking up Emily's from school, and running errands. Even though it was not an easy job, Jack was proud of his work. Emily was always polite to Jack, but they never talked much. Jack would greet her with a good morning, Miss Emily, and she would smile and say, "Good morning, Jack." Then she would go to her room, get into the car. She never paid much attention to him, and Jack did not mind. He knew his place in the family. Once rainy afternoon, sometime happened that changed everything. Emily has finished her exam and was excited to run home for a break. She was in her way home when her car broke down. Jack was at the garage fixing another car when he heard the sound of a car engine struggling. He quickly ran outside to see what was wrong. When Jack saw Emily standing next to the car looking upset, he offered to help. "Mrs. Emily, let me check car for you," he said kindly. Emily was surprised. "Oh, Jack, I did not know you would fix car," she said. "Thank you so much for helping me." Jack smiled and began working on the car. After a few minutes, he fixed the problem and the car started working again. Emily was very grateful. "Thank you, Jack. I do not know what I would have done without you," she said with a warm smile. Jack heard skip a bit. She had always admired Emily after fair, but this was the first time she really spoke to him. "It was nothing, Miss Emily," Jack replied, trying to stay calm. For that day on, Emily started to notice Jack more. Every time she saw him, he smiled and spoke to him for a little longer. They began to have small talks about his work, the weather, and her university life. Jack felt happy but also nervous. Emily's kindness made him feel special. Slowly, Jack began thinking about her more and more. One evening after dinner, Emily sat outside on the porch watching the sunset. Jack was about to leave for the day when he noted her. He decided to talk to her. "Miss Emily, the sunset looks beautiful today," Jack said as he stepped out onto the porch. Emily smiled at him. "Yes, it is beautiful, Jack. Thank you for saying that." They stood together in silence for a moment, watching the sky change colors. Jack was nervous, but he felt he had to say something. "Miss Emily," Jack said quietly, "I worked here for many years, and I always admire your family. But I have to be honest with you. I have admired you. Miss Emily, I care about you, and I wanted you to know that." Emily looked at him surprised. She had not expected him to say something like that, but there was something in his eyes, something real and kind that made her stop. Jack, I did not know you felt that way, she said softly, but I am not sure what to say. Jack felt embarrassed. I'm sorry, Miss Emily. I did not mean to make you uncomfortable. I just wanted to be honest. Emily paused for a moment, then said gently, you do not need to apologize. Jack, I think you are a kind man, but I am not sure I am ready for a relationship. Jack hurt Snack, but he understood. I am understand, Miss Emily. I just wanted to tell you how I feel after that day. Jack tried to keep his feelings to himself. He continued working for the Browns, but he could not stop thinking about Emily. Every time he saw her, his hair raised, but he stayed quiet. He did not want to make things strange. Weeks passed. Emily began to realize that Jack was different from other people. He saw how hardworking he was and how respectful he was to everyone. He said that he was always kind and never asked for anything in return. Slowly, he started to like him too. One day, after a long day, Emily was sitting in the living room reading a book. Jack had finished his work and was about to leave. But as he was about to walk out the door, Emily looked up from her book. Jack, wait, she called. Can we talk for a moment? Jack turned around, surprised, of course. Miss Emily, what on your mind? Emily stood up and walked toward him. I have been thinking a lot about what you said the other days, she started, and I realized that I was wrong to push you away. You kind and caring, and I started to like you to Jack. Her skipped a beat. Really, Miss Emily? Emily smiled. Yes, really. I've been thinking about it and I want to get to know about better. I know it is not easy for someone like me to be with someone like you, but I want to try if you do. Jack felt his heart fill with happiness. I would love that, Miss Emily. I promise to always respect you and take care of you. From that moment on, Jack and Emily's relationship grew. They spent more times together talking about their dreams, their lives, and enjoying each other's company. Jack could not believe that someone like Emily, so beautiful and kind, would be want to be with someone like him. But their love did not come without challenges. Emily's parents were protective of her, especially her father, Mr. Brown. When Emily told her parents about Jack, they were surprised. They did not understand how someone like Jack, who worked as a driver, could be a good match for their daughter. They worried about what others might think. However, Emily stood by Jack. She knew she was a good man. Over time, Mr. Brown saw Jack's narrative and how much cared for Emily. He began to accept their relationship. One day, Mr. Brown asked Jack to come into his office. Jack's heart raced as he entered. Mr. Brown looked at him with a serious expression, then smiled. Jack, I see how you care for my daughter, Mr. Brown said. I realize now that you are a man of good character. If Emily is happy with you, I will support your relationship. Jack was shocked and grateful. Thank you, sir. I will do everything I can to make Emily happy. For that day on, Jack and Emily's love continued to grow. They faced many challenges, but their love only got stronger. Eventually, Jack proposed to her, and she said yes with tears in her eyes. They married in a small ceremony surrounded by their friends and family. A year later, Jack and Emily were still happily together. Then they had children, faced life upon ups and downs, had thought everything. Jack never forgot the moment he first fell in love with Emily. Emily never forgot the kind, hard-working man who had captured her heart.